Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so we have this, it's a manufactured gazebo. And the particular customer here is wanting to put either a gas heater in here or some very small electric heaters. They have a gas line already at the position of this gazebo, but the electric, all they have is 120 power. So let's look at a couple of different options. So number one option that I do not recommend is going to be the C1512. Now, if you look at the manufacturer's recommendations, well, let's stop here for a second and just go over the dimensions very quickly. So dimensions I have here, you can see this is at 12 feet 9.5 inches from outer edge to outer edge. And then here I have at 10 feet 9.5 inches outer edge to outer edge. I have the bottom edge of this post here at 7 feet 2 inches and 8 feet to the top edge over here. The structure of the very apex up here I have at 11 feet 1.5 inches, I believe, or is that just a half inch? Yes, 11 feet 1/2 inch. All right, let's go back into the Infratech 120 powered units. So these are C1512s, or 1500 watts at 240 volt, or excuse me, at 120 volts. And if you read the manufacturer, they state that you should place these so that they are approximately 6 to 7 feet off the finished floor. Now, this particular unit, and I'm not sure why I have this wrong dimension here. Let's go ahead and make a new mark here. And let's go here on the end. And yes, you can see that we have this at 6 feet off the finished floor. This particular unit is really designed for, I would say, like a workshop area, something that's not too exposed to the colder climate. If you were inside of a structure with 4 walls and a ceiling, something like this, even possibly a little bit higher than 6 feet off the ground, would work pretty good. But for an outdoor use area, I wouldn't think that it would be a very good idea to put it any higher than that 6 foot minimum height that the manufacturer states. Now, the other issue is some codes require the heater to be placed a little bit higher than that. I believe most codes are somewhere in the nature of like 7.5 feet off the finished floor. So let's just go ahead and move that an additional 1.5 feet off the floor. And now you can see it's at 7 foot 6 inches. And let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. So footprint of heat looks fairly decent, kinda, but it's only a 5x5 area, and it's designed again for that maximum 6.5 feet. So this is not a particular application that I would recommend for outdoor use, unless it's a very well protected 4 walls, ceiling, no wind movement, and insulation on those walls. So in any case, that's the comment I'll make about that. Again, if it was indoors, then it would be something I would not be opposed to. So let's go ahead and turn this off and look at the other option. So the other option is to go with a gas unit. That gas unit would be called a Sunpak. You could either use a Sunpak S34 or a Sunpak TSH. And what I've done here is I placed it in the center of the structure. Now I have this at about 4 feet distance, so I'm not quite sure what the true distance is here to here. However, these brackets may not fit on the structure properly. So what I've done is, let me go ahead and remove the wall brackets, and then use something like a unistrut, L bracket, which is this piece right here. You'd have to buy this separately. This is the piece here. Attach it to the ceiling, and then match up the holes in the OEM bracket. And also just note that I've lowered this 14 inches from the ceiling. So from this edge here to the outer edge of the ceiling is 14 inches. The other thing now is that there is exhaust here, and this exhaust is going to pour out of the Sunpak's edges over here. And because of that, you have to have some sort of way to allow that exhaust to evacuate. Now, the codes say that you need inside of a structure, let's say it was a aircraft hangar or a workshop or something like that. I believe it's 4 CF per 1,000 BTUs of output. And but in the outside areas, we're physically, at this height over here. We're not breathing that exhaust gases. So the code doesn't really talk about that very much, but what I would say is that with the heater placed here in the center of this area, if you don't allow for the exhaust gases to evacuate properly, this heater will overheat. The structure itself may overheat based on what it's actually made of. If it's made of aluminum, it could misshape or something of that nature. If it's made of some kind of other fiber or something of that nature, then maybe it'll start to droop or something of that nature. So you want to make sure that there is some kind of exhaust ventilation. Now, this particular structure, when I looked at the images that I received, it appears as if there is a gap between each of the 4 panels that are constructed to make the rooftop here, and then there's some sort of V shape to cover up the I know it's not called a valley, but in any case the opposite of a valley. So if there is some sort of gap here, then the exhaust is going to flow out of here through those gaps, and it should be fine. Now again, that's another consideration, is that it is made of aluminum or steel or something of that nature. If it's some kind of fiber or plastic or something like that, that could be an issue. So I wouldn't really recommend a gas heater with exhaust in a structure that cannot handle the exhaust gases. So let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat for this Sunpak heater, and you can see that the footprint of heat is roughly a 10 by 12, so 12 feet this direction, 10 feet this direction. You can see the ray goes a little bit beyond that 12 because this is infrared light waves. Infrared light waves, as they travel through space, they bend and stretch, and so they're not going to be a perfect line, but you can see that it does drape out here a little bit further, and this would be a very good application if you were to ask me. So all right, well, I hope this, and I should also mention that the TSH model Sunpak allows for a high or medium output heat, so that high would be 34,000 BTUs output, or the medium would be the 25,000 BTU output. And that would be another thing I would kind of recommend. Gives you a little bit of flexibility with regards to the comfort that you're looking for during different times of the season. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, not monetize. YouTube does not promote our channel in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers. We truly appreciate that. Have an excellent day.